Hello everyone. Before we start this video, I would like to say this is one of those first ever hot take video that I'm gonna be doing for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. I know my main game in this channel is the Siege of Final Fantasy Upper Omnia, but common hot takes are already being addressed there by the community, and I think comparison takes in MLBB needs to be addressed as well. And I'm taking the initiative to see the takes that are happening due to the newest hero being a support girl who has healing, immobilize, and a global effect, being compared to another girly support who has healing, immobilize, and a global support skill. So first of all, we're talking about Floryn, the new hero, the advanced server of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And I think the take is that she is compared to as the next Angela, or rather being similar to Angela because they have healing, they have supportive capabilities that affect players globally, and they got damage. And I'm here to counteract it that they're like nothing alike. I mean, they have the same roles. They're both support, but their supporting capabilities are kind of different from each other. So I'm going to get to the juice of this in my own way. So first of all, let's talk about Angela. Angela is a support hero. She has a passive that every time she uses a skill, her movement speed increases. I think. I think that's her. Yeah, it's increased by 15% per 4 seconds, and it stacks up to 30 seconds. And then her first skill is Love Waves, which is a heal area of effect skill. So it damages enemies and heals allies. Pretty standard. Damage enemies, heals allies. I think it also heals herself from that regard. Second skill, Puppet on String. We know that it deals damage and gives slow effect. And then when the string is cut off from Angela, the enemy will be immobilized for 1.5 seconds, and they take additional magic damage after it. One thing aside I forgot to tell about skill 1 is that it has stacks and you could cast it 5 times. And if the Love Wave hits an enemy, there is a stack that shows up on the enemy target, indicating that if it's full stack, Love Wave, and any other skill can do massive damage. Her third skill is the Heart Guard, which is her global effects skill. So Angela possesses an ally hero, shielding him or her by 1200 up to 1800 depending on the level. It lasts for 6 seconds, and she is possessing, or she is rather attached to that hero for 12 seconds. Angela can use all her skills without mana costs. And she can use love waves there. She can use her second skill there. And she already has 5 stacks of love waves that she can use, that she can spam when she is attached on an ally. And she can manually detach to the ally if she needs to bail out. So Heart Guard is your ultimate Angela skill. It is preferably attached to tanks, because tanks doesn't do a lot of damage, but if Angela is there, she provides the utility, the healing, and she can do damage against the enemy while the tank is practically unkillable. Some common Angela allies are like Esmeralda, who is also shield dependent. Most notably, tanks. Who was that one tank that Angela can pair up the best? I think the grill can be paired up with Angela the best. Also, but I forgot that one certain tank that if you make no, it wasn't a tank. It was a fighter. It was Leomord. Yeah, Leomord and Angela. Leomord is squishy. Angela can give the utility, the shield. Leomord can do the damage. Angela can do the healing that can support Leomord. That's a deadly combo in itself. So Leomord's a fighter assassin. Angela is the support. But the common combo is Angela plus a tank. The problem is tanks don't deal damage, so the kills ends up going to Angela, and the tanks ended up getting the assist. If it's Leomord, Leomord is getting the kills, Angela is getting the assist. So there, I've said it with most that Angela is damage, but her damage isn't that high unless you prefer the path of a mage to Angela. You use a mage emblem on Angela with the Scorch ability, or you use the Secret Shop ability passive of the mage emblem to get Angela get gears earlier at a cheaper cost, and then you give her cooldown reduction items. She can do DPS stuff, which is crazy for a support. That's why girls like to use Angela because she's easy. And that's the whole thing about her. She's easy to use, and her global skill isn't healing, it's shielding, it's utility. Now, that is what Angela does. I could say Angela's damage is more dependent on the burst windows of her skill 1. So skill 1 she can spam it 5 times because it has 5 charges, and during that burst window the final skill shot is the one that deals the highest damage provided you have the stacks. I don't consider skill 2 as her damage dealing ability. I think skill 2 is more to counteract if people can't take any more of her spamming skill 1. She needs the skill 2 to track down the target, latch it up to them, and then crowd control them. CC. That's her crowd. That's more of a crowd control with damage in it. So that's what I reckon of Angela. Now, before we go to Floryn, I would say something for a shameless act that we will go to our sponsors. Okay, a word from our sponsors. Go to youtube.com and you can opt to go to this channel right here. To this channel right here. Hot Take Harriet. And you could go and hit the subscribe button. That would help me get more subscribers. That will help the algorithm and possibly will make me be added by Joseph's end credits thing during his Should We Pull videos. Because remember, my main game is the Siege of Fantasy Upper Omnia. So, before my channel reach 1 billion subs, you could be proud to say that you were here first, you were sub first. And maybe if I hit 3K, I will do a karaoke stream. Oh, let's get now with that out of the way with our sponsors, we will talk about who is it? Floryn. Okay. Let me adjust the image. Okay. Floryn. So what does Floryn do in MLBB? Well, she's also a support, and she's a girl. That's why the Angela comparisons are being are being, you know, kinda compared to. So, let's look at that. Passive Floryn has a default item in her item slot that cannot be sold and gives about 20 magic power, 5% move speed to Floryn only. So, passive itself, passive wise, Floryn is an item, it's a seed. Angela is movement speed, so there's no comparison. They're not the same characters. So, you cannot say Floryn is the next Angela if they're not the same in their passive. No, that item slot doesn't take up an item slot, and she can share that item to a hero of her choice when you're at the base. So when at the base, the player who uses Floryn will use the passive, select a hero. That hero will also gain the seed. At the base level, this item provides only 250 HP to an ally. But when Floryn reaches 1000 stacks from her passive, 4 stacks, 6 stacks each second, more from hitting enemies with skills, her item upgrades. After 1000 stacks, it gives 40 magic power, 10% move speed, 5% cooldown reduction to Floryn herself, and plus 10 magic power, plus 10 physical attack, and 500 HP to the chosen ally. So it acts as an item to the ally, an extra boost to the ally. It gives magic power, physical attack. So right out the gate, you give it to a DPS. You give it to a mage or a marksman. While Angela benefits tanks and fighters more, you can give this to a marksman who is physical basic attack dependent. Perhaps even a fighter. You can give it to a fighter. And magic power. You can give it to a support or you can give it to a mage. First skill, basically, she locks on a hero. So you lock on a hero, she does damage. Then it comes back in whiffs to heal her and all her allies. It's like a radius thing. So she does damage, and then the damage is refracted back to heal herself. While Angela she heals herself and her allies, it has to be hitting the ally. So if the ally is not in the way of Angela's love waves, they won't be healed. This one is more of AoE. She locks on a hero, she deals damage to it, and then the damage that she dealt comes back in a particle effect, goes back to Floryn, she heals herself and surrounding allies. Second skill, this is another crowd control skill. She throws something, if it hits, it bounces and stuns in a normal radius. Unlike Angela, who starts off as a slow effect with damage, converting to a immobilize with damage at a certain point of time. This one is a burst crowd control that if it bounces, it will stun in a narrow radius. Again, AoE. That's the thing. Angela is single target in her second ultimate. This one's in a narrow radius. It bounces and it gives the immobilize or the stun debuff. Her ultimate is similar to Yi Sun Shin, but in reverse. I think it crashes 6 crashes really every ally around the map. So it's a global heal. Think of it as, I don't know, Holy Knight in Dota. And if there are enemies close to the area, they receive damage instead. So Floryn isn't like Angela in the sense that she gives shielding, she gives burst heals. Floryn's game style is more of an up healer. She's more damage oriented. She is like damage first, heal later of a support. Her crowd control is more area of effect oriented rather than Angela being single target. And her ultimate is, yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world. 6 heals. I don't think it's enough because you get snowballed easily in Mobile Legends. But if it's 6 heals, it's not a shielding effect. So here's the thing. My take, not yours. Angela's supporting style keeps you more last keeps makes you last longer in a fight. Because when she is with you as a possessor, she gives you utility, she gives you shield, and she gives you the extra damage because she can cast damage on you. That makes you last longer on a fight. That makes you more viable on team fights. Or if you want to get a maniac. Floryn is more of you insert. She supports one hero, gives her bonuses. So she is like an up support thing. And she does damage with healing as a byproduct. So that's how her support is. Angela makes you last longer in a fight. Floryn is more of the team player. Where, yeah, she supports, but her support is of consequences of what she does. Now, item builds. I can see Floryn getting cooldown reduction as well. I can see Floryn getting magic power as well. Maybe immortality is a good build for Floryn. But if you're familiar with Rafaela, that's like her thing. I think she's more akin to Rafaela because Rafaela is doing more heals than Angela technically. Because this heals that Floryn gives is more thicker than Angela. Angela is DPS dependent on heals with love waves. She's like, she regens. She gives up. And that is my take. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.